Well, hello everybody. How are you doing? I'm doing quite alright, I think. Just had a rough day today. A bit tired, but I still have some energy for you guys. Still. I'm finally gonna show you my top 11 Nintendo games I really like. But first let me drink. So, yep, there are 10 cartridges, but some of them are, some games are like 2 or 3 games in one cartridge, so don't let eyes deceive you. Listen to me. I must warn you that, once again, I have lots of games, I have lots of cartridges. This time it was a very tough choice for me to make the list. Maybe some of the games not worthy, but it's my opinion, so fuck you guys. And second thing, I must warn you, there is no Mario game in this list. Sadly, yes, there is no Mario game, and I know there should be one. There should be Super Mario Bros. 3. That game was amazing. I played a lot, not on my Nintendo Dandy, but I played it, I think, on PC somewhere else. So I had a little experience with it, but no Mario here. But still, I think the list makes quite alright here. So, I think I should really start, because this video is gonna be once again about 30 or 40 minutes long if I speed up things, so let's get to it. Top 11 games, favorite Nintendo games of my childhood that I really like. Why top 11? Because I like to mock Nostalgia Critic. So let's get to it. Number 11. Formula 1 Sensation. As you can see, it's a racing game, nothing special, but why this? Because I think it's the only Formula 1 and the only good racing game you can get on Nintendo. It plays simple enough. You can choose any car you want, any bolide, I think it's called in English, and from different manufacturers, like Ferrari or maybe other stuff. You can actually upgrade them. Well, not not I mean RPG stuff, but you can change some details and stuff in your car just to make it go faster and stuff. I just don't know, I really enjoyed it back then, and I really liked Formula 1 and racing stuff. The music was quite alright, although there are only 4 music tracks, and there's only one that I really like. I actually played a lot more just to make sure that I'm doing right stuff right now. So yes, also there could be on the 11th spot hockey game. I don't remember how it's called. There were actually 2 hockey games, but one of them could be on this list instead of Formula 1, but I'm going with racing. So it's a good game, it's a nice one, just to have fun, relax, and nothing much, nothing serious. You can enjoy championships or Grand Prix, or just practice driving so you can understand the race and the track. So yeah, please try it out, it's a good one. Number 10. There are 4 games in one, so I'll take one of them. I think it was called Island Adventure 3. Or I think would be better to say Island Adventure 2 or 3, because they're almost placed the same. You play as a caveman and you just go around. It's a side-scroller game, so you mostly go right and left, and you can throw axes or boomerangs, or even you can ride some different dragons like red dragon, blue dragon, many stuff. It's a quite alright game, but it's really hard at the same time, because you can die from one touch from the enemy, and also you can die from starvation. So when you see on the screen some food flying around, you really should get it so you won't die from starvation. Otherwise, the game is quite alright. There are some boss fights, obviously, and the level designs are different. There are air levels, underwater levels, and cave levels, different ones, so everything is quite good there, so I really enjoyed it. I really liked Island Adventure 2 and 3, but, well, it's almost just the same game, so there's no reason to say some particular the best. So just 2 and 3. The first one was just first one, it wasn't that great. You couldn't ride on dinosaurs. Here you can do it. So it's a really great game. So please try it out. Number 9. Felix the Cat. I made some research actually about it. I actually also found out that there was an animated movie, and I watched a Nostalgia Critic review. I found out how bad it was. Also, I found out that there were black and white old cartoons about Felix the Cat, so it's like a Bugs Bunny or some other sort. It's also a side-scroller game, although I must admit that the colors of the game are quite dark and not colorful, more like moody, but still the game kicks ass. It's a really awesome game. You can upgrade Felix with different cars, with different power-ups, so he can kick the shit out of his enemies. Also boss fights, they're quite alright. So I don't know what to say about it anymore, but I must admit, me and my friend played lots of Felix the Cat. It was an amazing game back then. So that's why I don't record my stuff. It will be a really short one. So once again I'm saying, a great game to enjoy, but not the best of all. I think better to play Mega Man or maybe other stuff. So let's keep going. Number 8. Captain America. And also Hawkeye. So this is also a side scroller. You play there as Captain America and Hawkeye. Pretty decent game, and the plots they're quite alright, I think. And Mandarin captured Vision and Iron Man somehow, and Captain America and Hawkeye have to rescue them. So the game is really long. I never beat it. I don't have such a big career of beating Nintendo games because they were really hard. I only beat the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Contra, I think, and Double Dragon, of course. So yes, well, this one is quite alright. Side scroller, you can upgrade Captain America and Hawkeye with power-ups. Well, just make it more powerful and increasing your health bar. The music is quite alright, but I must admit that there's only two or about 3 tracks playing for the whole game. the menu music, Captain America them, Hawkeye them, and boss fight themes. They're all the same. They never change. So that's about 4 or at least 5 different tracks. That's a not greatest thing about, not the strongest point, but the gameplay is quite alright, and there are different combinations Captain America can do. Actually, he's more agile, better than Hawkeye, because he can only shoot his bow and arrows, while Captain America can throw his shield and actually kick enemies. So yes, Captain America is more better in this game, but still, quite alright game. Number 7. I actually don't know what's the right title here. I tried to look in the internet. Here I have it's called Lickle. L-I-C-K-L-E. Lickle. Or in North America I think it's called Little Samson. So I think it's fair to say that it's a real clone of Castlevania and Mega Man games. You play here as Little Samson and also 3 other characters: Dragon, Big Golem and Little Mouse. It's 4 characters, 4 different characters with their own health bars, their own abilities, attacks. So yes, that's why some people claim that it's like a Mega Man but a bit different. I don't know what about the story, just these 4 heroes are on an adventure for stopping the evil wizard or something, or saving the kingdom, something like this. So yes, that's about it. The gameplay is quite alright, 4 different music tracks for each character, and they, as I said, have different abilities, like the boy, Little Samson and Mouse can climb walls, while Dragon can fly, and Golem is just so big, so powerful, he takes the less damage of all. Of course, obviously Mouse is the weakest of the group, so it can die really quickly. Nothing much to say, just enjoy the video while I play it. That's it. A great game to enjoy, so yeah. Number 6. Darkwing Duck. Yes, I really should have mentioned this game is really amazing. It has like maybe 7, maybe 8 different levels, different bosses to fight, And you know this great feeling when you hear Darkwing Duck theme in 8-bit. So freaking awesome. Sidescroller as always, the smooth control, really nice graphics, really nice music for each stage, and boss fights, although they have only their own theme of fight, but still amazing game to enjoy. Really nice, really well made. I really liked it. So yeah, try it out. Number 5. It's also 4-in-1, so I'll pick the one. DuckTales. It will never leave, it will never leave. DuckTales, what do you have to say about it? What do I have to say about this game? It's amazing. Another side scroll, another epic adventure. You play there as Donald Duck, obviously, and you play about 5 or 6 different levels, killing different enemies, killing different bosses. It's an epic adventure. It's a really great game. Nothing satisfies as DuckTales. There was a second game on Nintendo. I don't remember if I played it or not, but the first one I played it. And my favorite soundtrack from DuckTales 1 was the Moon stage. I really like the music, really amazing. By the way, I must mention, Capcom is remaking this first game. And it will come out on Xbox Arcade and PSN and maybe PC on Steam this summer. So I'm sure as hell I'm gonna play it again. Maybe even Nintendo as well, but remake I am gonna play. So try it out. It's a really great childhood masterpiece. You must try it out if you didn't.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales, woo. Every day they're out there making DuckTales, woo. Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales, woo. The danger, watch behind you. There's a stranger out to find you. What to do, just grab onto some DuckTales, woo. Every day they're out there making DuckTales, woo. Tales of daring, do bad, and good luck tales, woo. Not ponytails or cocktails, no DuckTales, woo. DuckTales, woo.
Number 4. Contra. Yep, obviously enough. Contra was one of the best side-scrollers shooters on Nintendo. playing as the guys in white, in blue pants and red pants. If you play 2 players, amazing game, just an amazing shooter to play. There were different Contra games on Nintendo, like Super Contra, Contra Original, Contra 6, like I always have. There were many other games later ported, and there were main generations of Contra on later consoles. But I think the very first Contra is the best. The very first made, always the best. So nothing to say. A great game to enjoy. Really nice one. It's Contra, guys. You can say no. It defies side-scroller shooters on Nintendo. And really great game. So, pick it up. And I have only 3 games left. Possibly not best choice, but still. Number 3, as always again, 4 games in one. There's actually 2. Number 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. Tournament Fighters. It's a fighting game, not side-scroll like previous 3 games were. There are 7 fighters, 4 turtles, Casey Jones, Shredder, and another dragon-like hothead guy called, I don't know where he came from. Just a decent fighter, I think, better than anything on Nintendo. And there are 4 different stages, 4 different music soundtracks, and as also each character, each fighter has his own unique special attack. But boy, it's really hard to perform. I really suck at this game. The combinations of all characters are quite the same, especially the turtles, but their special attacks are quite nice. So, nothing much to add here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters takes 3rd spot here. Number 2. Double Dragon 2. Yes! This is the shit. Of all 3 games, if I remember correctly, on Nintendo, Double Dragon 2 is the best of the series. Double Dragon 3 was bad. First one was quite alright, I think, but still it was the first game. But Double Dragon 2 is the king of all fighters. It's a side-scroller game where you can fight different enemies as Billy and Jimmy together. It's a co-op, as you guessed. You just fight different gangs, and in the end you fight just one super baddie guy boss. There are about 7 to 8 different levels to play. The soundtrack is quite amazing. The fights are good. A great fighting game, a great game to enjoy, especially together with a friend. Many different enemies, and you can also use their weapons against them, although too bad they disappear when you move to the next screen of the stage. Quite a sad thing, but still. Try it out. Try second game instead of first or third one. Those were 10 games I really enjoyed during my childhood. I really liked them. So you're probably wondering, what is gonna be the very first game on my top 11 list? The one that shines out of the most of others? The very best? I just want you to take a guess what it's gonna be. As I said, there's no Mario games. And it's not Contra, it's not Mega Man, it's not Castlevania or Metal Gear. Bad game. What is it then? You submit? The number one of top 11 Nintendo games from my childhood is gonna be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, also known as Turtles Manhattan Project. A full trilogy of side-scroller games about Ninja Turtles. The third one is the best, literally, it's the best Ninja Turtles game ever created on Nintendo. At all, there are 4 games, 3 side-scrolls and 1 fighting game I mentioned. This one is the best in the whole trilogy. It has a good gameplay, nice co-op. You can change any turtle you want even after you died during the fight. An amazing soundtrack, nice boss fights. Well, nice looking bosses, I should say. Each stage has its own theme, of course, and they're like sub-boss theme and main boss theme. So yes, each turtle can use their own special attack to fight off bad guys, and just it's really amazing game. There's no denying that Ninja Turtles 3 is the best one of all trilogy, and I think that's why it tops my top 11 list. It is really obvious choice. There should be a Castlevania maybe. There maybe should be even Ninja Gaiden games. Obviously Super Mario Bros. 3 should be here. The only reason they are not here, I think, is because I don't own them. There's some other good games on Nintendo, I remember. Jackal, driving this green jeep and shooting soldiers and tanks. Gunsmoke, Western game, also a good one. There were tons of Nintendo games, good and bad ones. I really watched a lot of AVGN episodes about bad games. He quite helped me to evolve in game, because he helped me to understand what bad games were actually. Some of them I actually played, some of them I actually encountered during my life, like Transformers games in his Transformers episode. Highlight, yep, I also tried, but I didn't understood it, so yep. Mega Man should be also here, but I don't own it. So, a really tough decision was for me. But still, I should say that this is far better made than I did for my PS2 top 11 games. Hell, there should even be a Battle City. Battle City. If you remember, it was tanks, playing tanks, shooting other things, and protecting this bird on bottom of your screen. And it was guarded by bricks, maybe Pac-Man game. So yeah, this is my top 11 Nintendo games. I really enjoyed. Really great games, and the other great games. As I said, it was a really tough decision. Otherwise, I would have wide the games from top 11 to top 15 or maybe top 20 games. But nope. Top 11 decent games. Everyone should have played. Fuck, there should be even Battletoads, but they're all quite the same. They're almost quite the same. They're just copies of other games. So there's no really a challenge here. If you don't own one of these, you can just swap it the other one, which kinda like a clone, so that's about it. Well, I'm done here. My job here is done. This was the trilogy of old school stuff. I showed you information video about Nintendo and story about Russian Nintendo. I showed you top 11 PS2 games, and I just showed you top 11 Nintendo games. What's gonna be next? I don't know. But something's gonna happen. I'm not 100% sure what, but something will really happen. Maybe the same particular my idea I mentioned in my Lego video about top 11 PSP games. But I still want to know your opinion, guys. I really want to know, do you want me doing it? Maybe Game Boy Advance games? Nah. I have a lot of them, but there's not much of talking about it. I still have to record video gameplay about it. So yeah, without further ado, I'm off. Peace!